Hi folks, and welcome to my review of the Edifier G2 II. As you can see, mine is the black one. It also comes with comes in pink with the ears, but obviously mine is the safe option. As you can see, this is a USB headset only, so the cable is non-detachable, but I will show you that in a bit. And yeah, these were sent in to me to review, so thank you for sending me in to try them out. I was not paid to do this video, and all thoughts and opinions are my own as per usual. And yeah, I wanted to try these because it is USB only, which makes sure if you got like poor headphone jack or poor mic input on your computer or laptop, then this being USB only and being fully digital takes that out of consideration, and that's why I wanted to try this. Because personally, my own PC has a poor mic input, and my own laptop has a poor headphone out. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. So like I said in the intro, mine is the black one. It does have RGB as it's there. PC compatible. It does have drivers, which I'll show you later on. Can do 7.1, which I'll explain later on. So I'll just quickly continue. You get the headphones, the microphone sponge, which is like the foam and manual. So 360-degree surround sound, which is the 7.1. RGB, which is controlled there, which I'll show later on. 50mm drivers, omnidirectional microphone, flexible, lightweight headband with soft leather earmuffs, comfortable fit, which they are because I've tried them. Frequency response 20Hz to 20 kHz, which is enough. Impedance 32 ohms and sensitivity 98 dB. That doesn't really matter because you can't power them direct because it's attached cable. And like I said, 50mm driver. And yeah, let's just go straight into what's inside. So I've already unboxed it, and there's a sneak peek. I've actually been using them for quite a few days before I actually even did this video. Obviously they're over there. So box is here, nothing special. Came in this kind of plastic bag. Comes with some paperwork, which I'll just quickly skim through now. Obviously surround sound, you need the software for that, so I will show you that kind of separately. And that's it. So you can either go to see like there about the software, you can either go to there, or you actually go to the actual Edifier website and then click the driver software, which is the same thing. But the software is actually quite in depth, but I'll show you later on. And that's it. So this is what they're like, all black. That does light up RGB, which I'll show you later on. There's the branding, the G2 II. Headband design here. Headband is okay. These are very light, at 266 grams. So I had no issues at all. The microphone is detachable. I've got it on at the moment so you can see what it looks like. You can see how much it adjusts, so it's not too bad. Pads are leatherette. Again, they seem okay. As it's getting like towards winter in the UK, these are not too bad at all. If you're in a hotter climate, they may get warm, but that's a different thing. Attached cable, which is a shame. Cable length, as you can see, is more than enough. It is a little bit janky, but that's just how it is. So nothing there, nothing there. It is USB 2 only. And it does work plug and play. You don't necessarily need the software. So the controller. So when the light is on, it's not muted. So when you actually unmute it, it's red, and when it's muted, there's no light. It feels like it should be backwards, so it should be red when it's muted, and the other way it's not, but it isn't. This is the switch RGB on, off. It says on there. You can't change the colours manually. It just gradually just keeps cycling through. And that's kind of the branding name towards these, the Hecate. So, and that's it. So they're very straightforward. Volume control here. or focus, is separate from what's in Windows. So in Windows, if you set it maxed, you can control individually from this, which is good because it gives you enough range. So Windows is maxed, and you can go from lowest to highest. A high is far too low, so you don't know any. You probably need maybe, if you engage 50%. And that's pretty much it, really. There's not much to say about these, but adjustment here, which is enough. Mine's set to how I've been using them, but I do have a smaller head. R in there, L there, and yeah, that's it. All plastic builds, which is probably one of the negatives. But again, I think these are around £40. Again, this is detachable, but you just twist it and it comes out. Very straightforward. And yeah, I'm going to show you a clip now of what this looks like with RGB, and I'll show you another clip of the software, and then basically onto the actual main review of it, and then the conclusion. So I've just got it connecting to my PC, which is is over here. That's what it looks like. So right now it's actually not muted, so the microphone actually is connected. So that's what the light looks like. So switch here, off, on, off, on. Turn it around. You can't change the brightness. That's the actual default setup. In real life, they actually are looks more vibrant than that. That looks quite white. But in real life, it's actually much brighter than the colours, much more vibrant. It does actually look better. But for some reason, the camera's not picking it up. And yeah, so that's what it looks like. But in real life, it is more vibrant. So just bear that in mind. And yeah, so actually onto the actual software. So this is the actual Edifier Gaming Center. So this is the software they provide. It's available from two places, either from Edifier's website, or as it links in the actual user guide from the HeCat gaming site. It's the same thing from either, but yeah, this is what it looks like. From first glance, it doesn't look like much. Obviously, there's the volume in Windows. So here is the Windows volume information here. Just the specs. Obviously, I'm using DirectX 12, and that's just kind of information about it. Now that was super loud. So you can monitor. So if you unmute this and turn this up, I can actually hear myself talk. So that way you don't have to shout over. So you can kind of gauge your own volume, because these are closed back kind of headphones. Just turn that off. I wish you could go a bit louder, but even at the highest it's fine. So this is the mic gain, which I've got maxed. Here is what it's kind of all set at. This is the EQ and some of the sections. I've got it off, which I'll show you in a bit. Click that. You can change different modes. If you click add profiles, if you need to change anything. Settings here. Obviously mine's English. You can, so it shows in the tray, transparent, etc, etc. But what they don't show you, you got these two here. So for the headphones, obviously you got master volume. Obviously you can unlock it, change the balance left to right. Left is the microphone, so mic in, and obviously your monitor. Obviously it's muted, as you can see. Now it's unmuted. Use that how you see fit. But the big difference is when you right click. So if you right click this, then you get the menus. So volume control here, sample rate. Mine's already at 48 kilohertz. This is 16-bit, by the way. So it's already set for that. EQ. There's a bunch of profiles. So if you click that, these don't really sound that great. It's best if you want to EQ it, just pick your own. Really. So default is essentially flat. Call it what you want. Change your preset, delete, save. It's all there. Environmental effects. Again, it's all the different effects that work okay. You need to play with these just to suit what you want. 7.1. You can change how it's located in the room. So if you click that, you can actually turn it. it's again there's quite a bit, so you just do what you need to do. And then stop it where you want. That's there. Turn that off. Again, you can change key shifting, vocal fading. There's a lot of options. I tried mine at just the basic settings, surround max. You have to turn on 2 different modes to get the surround max. So you have to turn on, I think, that one, and then that one. So that's how that works. You have to make sure you turn them both on. Right click microphone, volume control you've seen, sample rate. Again, 16-bit 48 kHz for the microphone as well. Sing effects, so you can change magic voice. So you can change to what you want. Again, just for a bit of fun. Microphone boost, if you need to boost the volume even more. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So there's quite a bit there. So it's quite good actually, quite good functionality. But they don't show you when you left click that. It looks like you don't really have many options. You think it's just that, and just that. If you just left click, but when you right click, you get everything. So yeah, I don't make this video too long. Now we're actually just straight on to the actual review, the review section. So actually onto the review part, I wanted to show you this. So here, if it focuses, so this is how it clips in. You got that there. So it's wide on the left. Focus. So you have to make sure you actually get it correctly in, and then turn it to lock. So it does. It is actually technically it is detachable. Just in there. So yeah, that's what they look like. So sound. The cable is also 2.3 meters long. So the cable is easily long enough for your actual into the back of your computer, a laptop or whatever. So yeah, build quality is fine. It's a bit cheap. It feels it's all plasticky, but the actual construction seems fine. Comfort as well seems fine, really. Padding on the top again seems fine. There's not much to say about the actual build, but it's okay. But it is an all plastic build. Maybe that's a bit of a negative, but then again, that keeps the cost down. And it actually keeps the weight down. If you had metal, it'd probably be heavier. Functionality is fine. As again, you can plug it in via USB, as you can see, and it works no problem at all. You don't need to use the driver software, but if you do, it gives you more functionality. So I do recommend it. If you don't like it, uninstall it. So it's all optional. Microphone, as you see, is detachable, and it did come detached. When I first used it, plug it in, twist it to keep it locked in, and that's it. Yeah, so 2.3 cable, I'm happy with that. Microphone quality is a lot better than I expected. These are around £40 when I last checked. I think for £40 the mic is, to be honest, much better than I expected. I expected it to be average to poor. But Edifier have actually done a good job with the microphone, and especially for plosives, so it's actually pretty good. Obviously in Windows or in the software you adjust the gain how you see fit. Software is quite actually more in depth than expected, and the monitor mode works very well. It could do it a bit louder, but that's what it is. Isolation is okay, considering them closed backs. As you can see, they are fully closed. They don't block out everything, so the isolation isn't maximum, but it's more than enough to block out your surroundings and people can't really hear you. Volume of it as well. I think when you got it set as Windows in 100% or 100% in the software, I was about 50% on the actual. You can see there, but I think around 50%, and that's more than enough. They get far too loud anyway, so be careful of that. So sound, I found them quite balanced. I was expecting more low end or more of a V shape, but there wasn't like that. They do have a warmer sound, I think. They're very easy to listen to. Strangely, I was expecting to be brighter, like I say, like more bass and more kind of treble for footsteps, but they're not like that. They're quite a smooth sound, strangely. But again, you can EQ it to your heart's content. But if you want to use them as the balance setting, they are slightly on the warm side. They're not that bassy. There's enough punch towards the sub bass, but they're more of a balanced, easy to listen to kind of sound. So even if you don't use these for gaming, just for casual usage, that's what that's what they sound like. Again, they kind of sounded better than I expected. So negative is the plastic build. Another one is the actual movement. So they don't really move side to side. I'm actually moving that myself from the hinge. And the same for, that way they don't really move. So again, that's a negative. That's their kind of gaming brand. And I think that's pretty much it, really. There's not much else to say. They do what they're supposed to do. Microphone is much better quality than I expected. The cable is 2.3 meters long, which is more than enough. The surround works okay. These also work on consoles. They're meant to work on a PS5, which I don't have. I do have a PS4, and they work fine with that. So PS4 and for PC that I've tested on works fine. So the negatives, like I said, is the attached cable. It is a bit, it's a bit janky. Maybe you can stretch that over time. It's all plastic build and there's no real adjustment. But for me, I don't really have an issue with any of this for the cost. It does everything what I expect it to do. The build is okay. And I think that's pretty much it, really. Instead of keep going off old ground, but for like £40-ish, I'd recommend these. They're not too bad at all. Especially that mic, much better than I expected. Really good for calls because he's got a good mic, and because of the easier to listen to tuning, makes these super easy to use for longer sessions or just for talking to people. And yeah, so do I recommend these? Yes, I've just said like kind of the pros and cons, but for the price, they are much better than I expected, especially the mic. And yeah, so thanks for watching and take care.